straight through and down the freedom tube.
So now here's a stupid question.
I'll give you a stupid answer.
Does that air nozzle actually make physical contact with the BB, or is it just pushing air to that BB?
It's just pushing air. So when the BB is loaded, is fed in through the magazine, it literally sits here right in front of it. Now there's, based on variances and give and take from shipping and stuff like that, beating it,
it's going to make it sit back further
on it, and you'll have great compression. It also depends on the feeding of the mag, okay? If it doesn't feed correctly, it'll sit further off and you'll lose compression. There's nothing you can do about that except get a better mag.
Or put a better spring in the mag.
That too, but a lot of times, you're going to see this if you go on most forums, is they say check your air nozzle, okay? This is a hard plastic. You drop this 1 or 2 times, it's going to crack. I recommend a hard metal or a more flexible plastic. The problem with the flexible plastic is that on hotter days, especially during the summer, fatigue and floppy. And no one likes a floppy nozzle. Alright?
So you're gonna learn, YouTube, that a lot of techie stuff is gonna turn very
innuendos are
key. It's just like everything else in the world. It's all about shafts, lube, rear ends.
Everything's a phallic symbol. It's great.
Yes.
Love it.
I did remember what I called airsoft guns.
I promise, parents, this is not what we're about. I don't know this guy.
Or that one.
Shush! Or I shoot you! With no
I'd say you can't see me, but I'm not gillied at the moment.
Oh, Ghost has a face!
Yes, unfortunately. Poop nugget dispenser. That's what I call it.
We're gonna have some editing to do.
No, this is going on the Raw channel first. We are gonna have some editing to do, though.
So if you ever do notice that this thing is starting to fail, I always recommend checking front to back.
Do you want to?
Alright.
Well, okay, so this is a little different.
Last ditch effort, it's going to be your gear sets. Always check your shims. Always check your teeth on your gears, okay? If they start to chip, fade, whatever the case may be, don't wait. New gears. Don't wait on it. It's not worth putting more stress on your gun.
Yes, I do.
That being said, what questions?
It's a high cap, and I
feel free to put your questions in the comments down below, YouTube. What do you got?
Nothing really.
Does it make sense?
So, for the trigger, does this make connection with something back here, or does it make connection with this gear and just lets go?
So this doesn't make connection to the gears at all. It's a very tight variance as far as spacing is concerned, and that's why you can only pull it back so far, and it'll only return so far. This stopper plate will make sure that the trigger does not hit the gear.
Okay.
This is why shimming is so important, and you have the correct spacing. But you see here and here. See this gap right here?
Yeah.
Okay. This is where all of the magic works. As it stands, we could have this completely wired up, but there's no juice flowing through the weapon until you pull the trigger. Now here's what bothers me. Okay? You see the wear and tear here? This is going to happen no matter what, because you have a female connector and a male connector here. Basics of electronics, male into female.
Yeah.
You see that connection? This bridge, closes the circuit, power goes.
That opens the circuit?
Closes the circuit.
No, this. You just opened it.
Yes, when you release the trigger, it opens the circuit. Correct. Alright. I am seeing a little bit of wear, a little bit of blacking, but that's natural in anything electronic.
Yeah.
Alright? You're still good on this. If you ever notice that it's not, pew-pew,
yeah,
always check here.
Well, that's what it was doing a few days ago, but I just took out the motor and I put it back in, connected it, put the battery in, and I shot it. But it didn't sound right. So I don't know if that had something to do with this, or...
What do you mean it didn't sound right?
Like, it was quiet. It was really quiet.
That's either dangerous or exciting. In the meantime, before we start test firing, put the gearbox back together.
Okay.
Nothing looks wrong on here. Nothing looks bad. What are you missing?
Question
There you
before
go.
you start throwing things back on, either of those things that you potentially recommend putting in to help increase performance.
Still good. Squirrel it away in case you ever want them down.
Yeah.
No, because his, as it stands, unless he's upgrading the motor or the spring,
He's gonna upgrade the motor at some point.
when he does,
Okay.
then I would hold on to those. Yeah, I would wait.
Obviously, we're gonna keep it as a Dean's gun, but
Yes.
you'll learn how to do that. Right?
Hold on to these.
These are gonna be good for.
Just because I like the braiding
Nice.
on them.
All right, Merry Christmas Part 3.
Oh, thanks.
Just keep giving you stuff. You're gonna be doing a lot of work.
Whatever you don't use on your projects is yours to keep.
Pretty much. That's what I told them.
What's wrong with this gun, other than it doesn't have a hammer?
That's pretty much it, and we're considering swapping that out. That's gonna be his project for getting lunch or something.
So what's wrong with the sniper, though? Okay, I'm asking questions.
Excitable, isn't he?
Just a smidge.
Keep a firm grip here.
Shit.
Oh! Hit!
Man down! Medic! Alright, we're
Sorry.
doing tourniquet, sir.
So,
Let me tourniquet your arm.
valuable lesson. Oh no! What is this? What are those? Who in the hell has an open point spring guide?
Falcon.
They
Valken,
do.
stop this. Bad.
Do we have? Hold on. Do we have a better part that's lying around?
Do you have another full metal spring guide?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. I gave you guys
We
a
have
whole
a
shitload of.
pile of parts here.
Yes. So
Why don't you
Somebody
look into
start
that?
digging.
Well, where the hell is this?
Tony, you're not doing
I
anything.
know. Tell me where to dig. I don't know where to dig.
There.
There.
This thing is getting pretty hot.
There.
Yeah, go ahead and turn.
Well, here's a